give away her address to the congregation. Thank you. Good afternoon to all. Namaste and Sob Manu, Bal Ase, Bobola. It gives me immense pleasure and joy to be here in this beautiful and mountainous town of Kiphire. It's a land of festivals, Nagaland is normally called. And Kiphire in particular stands out for its fascinating history. This land remained untouched by the British colonial administration, even when its surrounding areas came under their control even in the 1920s. You've been brave in keeping them out. As a result, tradition here has been carefully preserved, carried forward proudly from one generation to the other. I'm especially glad to know that nature holds a sacred place in the customs here. That's reflected in your folk songs, your folklore, and your daily life. It actually shows a deep harmony between the people and the environment. And that has actually defined the region for a very long time. The majestic Saramati peak, rising to a height of 3,840 meters, it actually stands as the Nagaland's highest point. It's visible from Kiphire, although I have not sighted it yet. And it is admired for its panoramic views across both sides of the border. Its slopes often offer a mountain climbing experience that even amateur trekkers cherish. Kiphire is also known for its apples. It's grown in Tanamir village, situated over 2,000 meters above sea level. And I had a taste of them. They are delicious and absolutely crunchy and juicy, which I don't get in any of the apples which I buy from the market in Delhi. Apparently, Tanamir is the only apple growing village in the entire northeast. And the village's annual Tanamir Apple Festival has become a much awaited event in the calendar for visitors who are visiting Nagaland, and they take their memories beyond here. I would love to go to the Pungros subdivision, the limestone caves of Salome Mimi, and the nearby villages which tell the story of times and nature's artistry. The Zunki River, another of Kiphire's natural treasures, flows gracefully through the district with the potential to support exciting water sports such as rafting and canoeing. There are several achievements of the Northeast which we can speak of. Since the time Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken charge in Delhi, the Northeast has been placed as a priority and as the heart of India's growth vision. Calling Northeast and its 8 states as Ashtalakshmi, in the last decade, Prime Minister has travelled to each and every part of Northeast, and the total count till today stands 70 times. For a Prime Minister of India to visit every part of the country is something which you would naturally expect. But unfortunately, we've not seen Prime Ministers otherwise travelling so much to the Northeast, as would all of us love it. But Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, has reached the Northeast 70 times. And central ministers like me have been told to visit Northeast to make sure their department and their work-related work happens smoothly. And a total of 700 visits by the central ministers to the Northeast has happened. And in this 700 number, it's not a just fly by morning flight and come back and return in the evening. It's overnight stays, each visit for a minister, because only then do you interact with the local people, understand the issues of the local area. So it's not as if they're just making a token visit, but 700 visits accompanied by overnight stays. As a result of sustained commitment, you find 3,613 projects worth over 44,800 crores have been sanctioned for this region. 974 industrial units have been registered in the Northeast, and 10 new greenfield airports have been built in the last 11 years. 4,136 crores have been allotted for the development of hydro projects. The Rising Northeast Investors Summit, which was held in May, drew an unprecedented number of 4.3 lakh crores as investment shown as interest while signing the MOU. The state governments will have to follow them, pursue them to have them brought to the ground. There are several financial inclusion related programs, whether it is Jan Dhan accounts, which had zero balance but no service charge at all. With the credit worthiness improving on all these accounts, the financial identity has been established, and that is why you get credit checks given to such account holders so that they can carry forward their businesses. In the credit outreach that we saw, somewhat a few of the customers receiving their checks, aspirational districts have been given priority, and that is why Kiphire gets a priority, because people here are revving to go forward, taking their aspirations, their dreams, which I saw and interacted with the NLRM women day before, last evening I think, when women came saying NLRM has benefited us, we've become lakpatis, but our now ambition and dream is to become crorpatis. So Kiphire is actually benefiting because directly many of these people's welfare schemes and empowerment schemes, not just welfare. You're not just getting rice and wheat through the ration shops, you're getting that as well. But you're getting credit so that you're able to take your aptitude, your business interests forward so that commercial activities improve and in turn your own economic empowerment grows. So if you see, I have inaugurated 9 new branches today for the entire Northeast region. 8 are by the State Bank of India and 1 is by Nagaland Rural Bank. Out of these 9 branches, 3 are opening in Nagaland, which I believe will cater to banking needs of the people in this area. Banks have done a good job in deploying banking correspondents, BCs as they call, bank mitras, in far-flung areas. In 2019, there were 1,143 villages in Nagaland which had no banking touch points within 5 kilometers. With the efforts of the banks and the state level bankers contributes, this number has now reduced to 15 only, which also I am hopeful will be covered by this financial year. 1,143 villages in Nagaland in 2019, which had no banking touch points at all. Today, that number has come down from 1,143 to just 15 only. So between 2019 and today, which is 2025, there was a rapid acceleration of banks coming to every village, and the last 15 will get covered sooner. Sanctions under various schemes amounting to approximately 350 beneficiaries and to a total value of 28.02 crores have been provided by banks in Kiphire, which will prove crucial for economic progress of this area. I'm also happy that banks, SIDBI, the Small Industry Development Bank of India, and NABARD have done very good things under CSR for Kiphire district, which will help the community. Nearly about 5 years ago, I remember Honorable Chief Minister of Nagaland, Mr. Nefu Rio, telling me CSR doesn't reach Nagaland at all. He says, not many manufacturing units in Nagaland, and so we are not beneficiaries of CSR. Since after that, we have been pursuing CSR funds for Nagaland, and I appreciate State Bank of India, SIDBI, NABARD, and few other private sector industries which have come since after that, year after year, to Nagaland, providing their CSR fund. Today we saw the ITI getting from SIDBI computers and necessary other equipments for training of our youth. State Bank of India has funded for the district hospital mobiles, mobile ambulances, and also today we had many equipments for yesterday in the hospital also diagnostic equipments were being provided even today. So CSR has started flowing into Nagaland, and I'm very grateful. SIDBI has provided the CSR funds also for AI Skilling Center at NTTC, Dimapur, and bike ambulances, as I said, for the hospital. NABARD has also provided CSR for street solar lamps for Kiphire town, and also for solar pumps for the farmers. So flow of CSR has been for public utilities and also for farmers and for patients who are going to the hospitals. Now, with all this said, I also want to highlight the fact that India is seeing a big breakthrough in terms of the talent which is emerging from the hill states, and they reach all the metro cities with their skilling abilities, with the skill sets that they have. Nagaland has actually benefited by many of these. Today, you will find another one like the NIIT that I spoke of, one more semiconductor related training place which will be set up at NIELIT, National Institute of Electronic Training Institution in Kohima. The courses such as diplomas in smart manufacturing, semiconductor assembly and test will be offered, and this center in NIELIT in Kohima will be a very big blessing, according to me, giving that kind of an opportunity which is not being provided yet in many other states of India, but it is opening up in Nagaland the opportunity for youth to get trained. And for all you know, across the border into Assam, for the very same semiconductor related facility which is being created, Tata OSAT as it is called, in very close to Guwahati. I'm sure many trained Naga youth, because they have the necessary skill set after the training in NIELIT in Kohima, you will find jobs aplenty, and your youth, our youth from Nagaland can benefit out of it. And therefore, first of all, let me thank all of you all for very patiently listening to me. There is just so much that we can do. Prime Minister Modi is very keen, like we heard Minister Imna Along talk, frontier villages, which the Honorable Prime Minister doesn't call as border villages. He says they are the first entry point to India villages. And therefore, those frontier villages, which are our gateway, roads are being improved, infrastructure is being developed, attention is being given to far-flung districts, which need a lot more ramping up on capacities like Kiphire, which are getting the focus. And Prime Minister himself clearly gets a report on their progress every month when he holds the Pragati conference with the district collector level. And therefore, I would think, as Kiphire as an aspirational district and Nagaland as part of the Ashtalakshmi of the Northeast will rev up in growth and be significantly contributing to India's Vikasit Bharat dreams of 2047. So thank you once again for listening to me patiently. I wish you all the very best, and I invite the youth of Nagaland to benefit from the one in Kohima and one in Dimapur skill training center. They are not just teaching you carpentry and any other foundry related. This is advanced training for AI, semiconductor, robotics, and being held both in the State Institute and also in the National Institute. Make the maximum out of it for yourselves and for your communities to benefit from it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam, for your truly uplifting and inspiring speech. We remain deeply grateful